Good evening, all.
Good evening, ma'am.
Somebody has two systems together. Switch off one. Mr. Sir has joined.
Yes.
Yes. Sir, good evening. Sir, come here.
Madam, good evening. Good evening. I'm
Sir,
here.
good evening. Good evening. Sir, shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Sister, good evening. Secretary sister. Sister Ruby, sister. Sister, come Yeah.
Ma'am,
So
shall we start?
Yeah. Yes.
A very warm and pleasant evening to all the esteemed dignitaries, respected resource person, distinguished scholars, and dear participants for joining us today for the third day of the RISE 2025 webinar. To begin this session on an auspicious note, let us invoke the blessing of the Almighty with a prayer song.
Hear our prayer. We are your children, and we've gathered here today. We've gathered here to pray. Hear our cry. Lord, we need your mercy, and we need your grace today. Yes, we do. Hear us as we pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Our Father, hear us from heaven, forgive our sins, we pray. Hear our song as it rises to heaven. May your glory fill the earth as the waters cover the sea. See our hearts and remove anything that is standing in the way of coming to you today. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Our Father, hear us from heaven, forgive our sins, we pray. Listen. Though we are few, we're surrounded by many who have crossed that river before. And this is the song we'll be singing forever. Holy is the Lord. Holy is.
Once again, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you to today's session. The theme of our webinar, Research, Innovation, Scientific Excellence, reflects the evolving landscape of scholarly inquiry and academic growth. Today, We are privileged to have with us an eminent scholar and an inspiring academic leader. To formally introduce our esteemed resource person, I now invite Dr. Mrs. Arokya Elizabeth Josephine, Assistant Professor, to do the honors.
Thank you, Daphne. Good evening to everyone present here. It's an honor to introduce Dr. B. William Dharmaraja, a distinguished academician and a highly respected leader in the field of education and research. He is currently serving as a professor and head of the Department of Education at Manonmaniam Sudhanarar University, Tirunelveli. With a remarkable career spanning several leadership roles, SAR has made significant contributions to teacher education, research, and institutional development. He has held prestigious positions such as Chairman of the School of Education since 2022, Dean in charge of the College Developmental Council since 2023, and Director of the Internal Quality Assurance Cell since 2022. Additionally, he plays a key role in faculty training as Director of the Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center since 2023 and Project Coordinator of the School of Education under the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching Scheme MHRD since 2019. SAR's contributions extended beyond national boundaries. He has actively engaged in global academia, organizing and presenting at international conferences in Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, and Hong Kong. He has been an invited speaker, panel member, and session chair at prestigious institutions worldwide. He has been recognized for his excellence in teaching and research with numerous awards, including the Excellent Academician Award for the year 2024 and the Best Researcher Award for the year 2023. A dedicated scholar, SAR has successfully guided 24 PhD scholars, mentoring them in cutting-edge research and contributing significantly to the advancement of knowledge in education. He has also served as a subject expert in various research committees, contributing to academic excellence through his expertise in teacher education and institutional development. With his vast experience and expertise, we are privileged to have him with us today. Let us warmly welcome Dr. B. William Dharmaraja for today's session. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful introduction. Now it is my great privilege to hand over the session to our distinguished speaker, Dr. B. William Dharmaraja, Professor and Head Department of Education, MS University, Tirunelveli. Sir will now present on the topic Navigation Towards Scholarly Research. Over to you, sir. Sir, you're in mute, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Daphne and Dr. Josephine. Very good evening to everyone, especially my reverences to the Secretary, Reverend Dr. Sister Ruby, and Principal Madam, Dr. Alma Juliet, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Sheba, Organizing Secretary, Dr. Santa Lakshmi. Good evening to everyone. I give my acknowledgement to the management, especially the convener and IQAC coordinator, and also organizing secretary for having my name in the list of this event, 4-day event. appreciate for that the institution which has taken this much of pain to conduct this kind of event. So let me jump into the topic assigned to me, that is navigation towards the quality research. Shall I have my PPT, please?
Sister,
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಾಳೆ ಕಾಯಪ್ಪನ ಕಮ್ಮಿನ
sister, Sister Paul Mary, are you presenting the screen? Daphne. Yeah, Daphne, present, Daphne.
Can you see the screen, sir?
I couldn't get so far not. So far not.
Is it visible, sir, now?
Yes, yes, ma'am. You little bit maximize the size of the screen. Yeah. Thank you. Next slide. Let me start with this slide. This I have mentioned because today much criticized people criticize research. So I have taken this quote just to make you to understand. If you steal from one author, it's a plagiarism, but if you are stealing from any, then it's research. Actually, we have to give answers to such comments by our work. That is the purpose of today's topic. So through this topic, you will be getting a lot of things from the literature, from my own experience. And really at the end of this session, after 1.5 hours, you'll be feeling that it is a good session. Not only that, there will be minute changes in your attitude. There will be a lot of changes in your writing, in your presentation, etc. if you are a budding researcher. Those who are somewhat senior in this area, research area, they could say, refresh what you are knowing. Next slide, please. So, just for an organization, let us start procedurally. A definition of any research, especially scholarly research, is the systematic investigation. That term is very important. Our investigation, our research should be very systematic, not chaotic or not unorganized. So, finally, what will be happening after collecting all the facts, all the information, all the data, whatever it may be, Then finally, you will be coming to a stage where you will be telling some generalizable knowledge. So because of your attempt, the knowledge storage will be getting an addition. In other words, the volume or the quantum of the knowledge storage will be enhanced to another level. And another important thing, as we all are aware and it is obvious, the research is having a lot of things, say involving formulating question. So on the basis of that question, you only framed your own question. No one is asking to put any question in a particular direction. But by your experience or by your the guidance what you are getting from your supervisor or the expert, so you are formulating a question. For that you have to collect data. Very important. You have to collect data for answering the formulated question. Then how you are analyzing all this data, that is very important. If time permits, I will be telling about little bit statistics little later. Many often, in many publications even, there is a big problem where you could find the inappropriate statistics that people are using. So what will be happening when you are coming to give a conclusion because of wrong data or because of analysis of the right data using wrong statistics? In both the cases, we will be coming to a conclusion which will not be the correct one. Next slide. So, dear participants, I appreciate you all and I appreciate your, say, thirst towards research. Here I am not going to teach anything. We are sharing certain things. Really, it will be speaking with you. See, what is our real concern on this research platform, Research Society? There are very few scholars in our country whose writings, whose contribution is cited by the people who are sound in research across the globe. So, dear participants, whether you are a budding research scholar or senior person or achieved PhD degree, whatever it may be, you all consider yourself for another 1 hour. Say we are budding, because I do have that practice. Till now also, I have the same feeling. Then only, as far as education is concerned, especially research is concerned, we will be learning certain things. Many think that after completing their PhD, they think that they know everything. But actually, when you feel like that, that is our last date, last breath. Actually, after having this title PhD, if you are doing or if you have completed, you have to feel that, you have to treat that day as the first date for second phase of learning. So, in many institutions also, in the recent days especially, the focus towards research is not adequate. The resources are insufficient. The facilities are, to the point of view of the scholars, are insufficient. We are talking much about technology, but in the light of technology, in the, say, environment of technology world, are we having the enough facilities for the scholars to refer the library, the resources? where they have shown a library, they said it is very big library. But by physical volume, it was not like that. But whatever you wish to refer, through e-mode, you can get everything. For that, they have paid. Whether it is e-book or e-library, e-journal, or why I am telling all these things as an introduction, there are few participants hope will be choosing the title and choosing the supervisor, choosing the college hereafter only. So if so, please be careful. This session will be really very helpful to you. Those who are doing research will be getting some inputs, how you have to accommodate with the available resources. Most of the scholars are without doing fellowships. There are some few colleges, they are giving fellowships or they are making some arrangements to give some monetary benefit to the scholars so that they partially, of course, satisfied mentally to do research. But there are many scholars, they are having nothing to proceed their research for all these things. See, if you are getting some amount for going and presenting a paper abroad, that is the help by fellowship. Suppose if you are willing to publish a journal article, say in the Q1 or Q2 journal, and for that if a journal fee is there, say more than 50,000, 60,000, are we at the caliber of paying all those things? So all these things will be helped only by providing fellowships. If any leading personalities or responsible persons from other colleges have this kind of idea in your mind, implement or you think of it, to have some kind of a minimum of some amount to the scholars by some means. Next slide, please. There are many challenges. So with this background only, we have to see today's topic. The research is highly doubted. I am doing a research. When I am presenting, if I am doubted, what is the thing? How can I have that, enjoy that research? So dear participants, you have to be so careful. Today we are talking much about AI. So AI is a good tool. You have to utilize it for your research. But here the word plagiarism, are you abiding with this virtue? Say, I am copying as what is available there. And if you are not thinking anything, if you are not contributing anything, if you are not taking any pain, then it is not good. So you can have it as a tool. I don't think it has to be described here. You will be understanding. There are considerable articles, as I have mentioned, okay, against this PhD because of the low quality of work. Another thing, sorry to say, low quality of evaluation of the thesis and improper way of conducting the final examination, presentation examination, etc., etc. So what is expected from a supervisor by the scholars? It is also not sometimes ethical. Supervisors also face a lot of challenges to handle the scholars. The scholars are working well till they get registration. After that, it is the response of the supervisors to find the scholar where he is, where she is. That is the status today, mostly. And to what extent the quality works are recognized? Are you asking, especially in the interview or for any promotion, for any recognition, the number, or the quality of the work. So, dear participants, we are going in the right track. Having all these doubts in your mind, okay, I do hope this kind of thoughts will be flashing in our mind often. So, with this background, let me proceed the topic assigned to me. Dear friends, research is a process. Many people don't understand it is a process. They think that it is an incident. It is 1 month affair. It is 6 months affair. No. Research is a continuous process. It is a process. So it will be taking time. Say, when I was asking one of my scholars, giving some 20 pages to write an abstract in 1 page. After 3 hours, he was coming and giving 1 line. I was asking, what is this? So he was telling, sir, in all these pages, I could give in this only 1 sentence. So that is also one thing to understand the continuous process. It will take a lot of time. Okay, not just like that, switching on and getting something and taking it as printout. Say like most of the people are doing in review of literature, etc., etc. It's a continuous process. Lot of pains in those 200, 300 pages. So that will be revealed in the right forums. About 1 month back, I was in an interview board in one of the metropolitan cities in India. So where some of the say the people who have come for interview, they came with their PhD thesis that damaged their possibility of getting the job. Sometimes your PhD will be a danger to you, or your research paper will be a danger to you, or your publication will be a danger to you. So you have to be very careful when we are doing your research. So pointed out by Albert Einstein, it is a game. He is telling play is the highest form of research. I don't know the real meaning of it, but I do understand. So research, we have to take it as a, okay, not a burden, but it is something, okay, it is giving lot of fun and lot of energy, lot of interest towards it. That is the meaning, hope of this phrase, research is a game. Research should be original. Everyone should feel that it is the original one. So in our department, even for MD students, I could proudly mention here, no 2 dissertations at the MD level for the past 15-20 years, okay, will be the same. Even the students are very aware because of giving such inputs. They understand that, okay, even the variable, when they are choosing, they are very careful to the maximum extent to have no repetition. So no plagiarism in research. To large extent, we are allowed to the thing. Plagiarism, even in research thesis, we can have for 15% and other thing. In books, they allow something. In some journals, they allow some percentage. It varies from journal to journal, university to university. But the consciousness, what we have to develop in our mind is avoiding this kind of unethical practices. So don't copy the title, don't copy any title. Okay. So I don't want to mention the institution where when they were applying for some MOU with abroad university, they failed in getting it because one of the teaching faculty in that institution earned a good name across the country, even across the globe. But the team claimed or complained that all the papers he has published were having the same flavor. Okay, no innovation, no new things, no something which is spoken externally. So it is very important. No title which is not interested to you, please don't take. If the scholar is not having any interest towards that, you have to be very careful. Just because you have a lot of time to change your title if you are doing PhD work, even about 1.5 years or 2 years you have. In the second, say RAC meeting or DC meeting, whatever it may be, where you could change the title, even if you want, if you are expected to pay some fee for it, don't hesitate to pay. You can change. If you are feeling that, if the experts are telling the commons that it has to be changed, you have to think over it. No title with the senseless relation of variables. It is another issue. See, for example, I have found some titles somewhere, or let me create new titles. If you are doing any research, compiling, fusing, self-esteem and emotional intelligence, then it is not a flawless title. Self-esteem is one of the rich components of emotional intelligence. So, coining the title is also very important.
வாயில கை வச்சா கடிக்க தெரியுமா? உன மூக்குக்குள்ள கை விட்டு தோண்ட தெரியுது இல்ல?
Okay, it is also very interesting. No title with senseless relation of variables. And another important thing, say, listen, say for example, job satisfaction and job involvement. If you are having the title having these two variables, both are attitudes. So when you are having many things to explore, why are you going after all these things? That is very important. Another interesting thing which is coming across. I have read a report of thesis by an adjudicator from Malaysia. So in that title, in that report, one line says like this. Okay, because the title was like this, I forgot the second variable. One variable, job satisfaction of some district. Okay, one of the important questions in that report was, have you found any study mentioning that the job satisfaction of the district you have chosen is poor or less? Any literature you have to carry out this particular research? Are you getting? So we can spend some 10 to 15 minutes at the end. You can ask your questions. You note down everything. And another important thing, I am very deliberately going with the slow pace. I will be enhancing my speed a little bit later, because these are very important. So with this strong platform, if you are attending this session, really it will be helping. See, many scholars are not, I cannot say they are not interested, they are ignorant to identify their problem. The problem may be an issue, recent issue, that you may be getting from newspaper or any recent journals, or in today's world of AI, you can easily get. There are some platforms where if you are going, if you are putting some variable, that will be immediately bringing out 5 top journal articles at the international level. Okay, 5 important things, articles will be shown to you. So in such a world we are there, so you can get very easily the issues, the concern of you, self-concern, or maybe the experience what you are having with others, or the experts may be pronouncing it. And it should be a problem. Okay, we don't like problem in our life, but if you are involving yourself in doing research, then it is nothing but a problem. You are taking a problem. If I am putting some adjective, it should be a good problem. Okay, quality problem. Not an easy problem, because you only taking that problem voluntarily, so that should be appreciated. It should have its own difficulty level. When the journal article or when the thesis is referred, it should reveal that it is having lot of difficulty level in it, lot of that has to be established, that will be revealed by your writing, by your work. So that may be this kind of ideas, issues or problems you could get from your own experience or from experts or even from literature. Next, please. And another important issue when you are talking about quality research, so in many titles, even in the journal articles, in the dissertations, the people are not aware of, are not sounding, using variable. I put in a good way, better than this. They are not having the idea of meaning of the variable. That's why many titles have, that kind of pitfalls in framing the title. Say, for example, very easy to understand. I have given two pictures. One is umbrella, another one is mobile phone. Umbrella is not a variable. Mobile phone is not a variable. See, the effect of umbrella, if you are writing like that, it is not variable. The effect of mobile phone, as far as research is concerned, it is not variable. See, many write that the effect of multimedia module, multi-dimensional module, the effect of textbook, okay, they are writing. So the utilization of that prefix is there, then it will be so meaningful. Next slide. We are strictly entering into the topic assigned to me. It will be really helping. I will not be reading the thing. If you want, you can read. But I will be telling the gist of every slide. So what is the importance of scholarly research? I am going to tell 6 points. Number 1, advancement of knowledge. Dear participants, by our research, we have to come to a satisfactory level that I have contributed something to this knowledge storage. I have contributed. If you are not getting this satisfaction, then it is not a research at all. And very cleverly, the team has put the word scholarly before research. So it will never be claimed as scholarly research. Let me tell a small example. One of my scholars, MPhil scholars, he is a school teacher. He is working in a special school. He wanted to do something for them as his MPhil thesis work. So he was taking the subject maths. His concern was why the students with visually impairment or visually challenged children are not attending this particular question in their 10th standard or SSLC in the public examination. It was the concern. So for the past 10 years, he was observing, he couldn't find any student who is appearing that particular question. So it was drawing tangent to a circle. So he was trying for it. It was an experimental study. He has taken a lot of pain on that, and he was teaching, and he got a good result. The thing is, he was writing a suggestion for further study, an MPhil student. In his study, and he was finding that when the siblings of those 10 students are again visually challenged, their performance is better than the students of 10th standard whose siblings are having no problem with their eyes. So he is writing not only with this single sentence, then followingly he was writing in dissertation. This cannot be concluded, but his findings should be probed further, whether it is true or not. Okay, it is research, it is contribution. And another guy, I could tell a lot of examples, but it will be killing our time. Say the simple thing is, okay, we have to have the satisfaction of, at least we have to enjoy it, that I have contributed something to the society. If any supervisor is here, let us be our task to our scholars. Many supervisors are complaining that, including myself, the scholars are not aligning with us. But let us try to our maximum. The second thing is, no ma'am, please, previous slide. Previous slide, the same slide. That is evidence-based practices. Okay. So at least the research what you have done really will be helping in your profession. For that it has to help. So it is a evidence-based. So the same spirit, if you are having, many evidences are there that we are getting from literature, say journal articles, recent articles, that you can practice. Okay, that is the meaning behind it. Next. Then academic credibility automatically, no doubt, when your publication is good, automatically you will be getting, without seeing your face, there will be a lot of recognition on you. I could tell an anecdote, very, very simple anecdote. I was conducting a national conference at my university. It was a big conference. At that time, one of the VCs from Kerala was invited for that program. So when I was introduced to him by some other colleague, then immediately he was asking, okay, I don't know him, but he was telling, I have read your article on accent research in University News. Say, this is recognition. Are you getting? So academic credibility is very, very important. That will be reaped by your research work. And another important thing, you will be getting a privilege to tell your research, to tell your findings, to disseminate your research work. What a great privilege. What a great privilege. One of my scholars was doing many years back, at least 15 years back, was doing research fusing music in her teaching. She was teaching mathematics and she fused music with her teaching. Background music will be there, lot of rules for that. The unfamiliar music, low pitch music, etc., etc. Many rules are there. Following all those rules from literature, she understood and she conducted that experiment. See, about 2 years, wherever she goes, she will be getting the best paper award. So dear friends, dear participants, our research work can be, say, disseminated at a great forums. That is very big privilege. Next slide. And another, why we have to do scholarly research? If after doing your research, if you are getting hesitation to present it, not because of your anxiety, but because of your doubt about your work, then what's the use of that? So your work should be scholarly work. I will be telling a lot of things a little bit later. All these things will be understood when I am using some other points. You will be getting some additional inputs regarding this. Interdisciplinary connections. Today I was talking with my department students. 2 scholars was with me, not my scholars, but they are asked to meet me. They met me. I was discussing with them a lot of things, where I have mentioned something about this interdisciplinary connection. So don't think that in 2 ways I want to explain it. I may not be getting good time to deal the slides what I am going to present little later. I have planned for it. So let us tell important things here itself so that we can skip there. One thing, the title itself having the interdisciplinary connection. Second thing, you have to go for the conferences and go for publication in journals in other disciplines also. See, for example, let me tell an example. One of the scholars in our department was doing something connected with autism. And she has presented a paper in medical journal. Dear participant, I think I am in the right track and you are observing very closely. So let us have that idea in your mind. These things, if time permits, will be understood little bit later also. If suppose time is not permitting, this input is enough. Career development, no doubt, no need of explanation for that. Next. And this is very important. Of course, the scholarly research will be seen in this direction, whether it is quantitative or qualitative. No studies superior, no studies inferior. But at the same time, in our area, especially, I don't know, because across the country, the participants are there. So, especially in our side, in Kerala, there are some experts in qualitative research. Very great experts are there. In Bombay University, good experts are there. In IGNOU, I know 1 or 2 professors. In Lucknow, there are 1 or 2 professors. In Hindi University in nearby Maharashtra, UP, I forgot. There also Professor Tagore is there. He is very sound in, I think. There are people. But in our area, it is comparatively lesser in number. So it is a big call for the supervisors to look after some touch with the qualitative thing. Because there are some areas that is highly fit for qualitative studies only. Okay, let us see. So because believing that there are many research scholars here, let me tell all these things. I won't tell the very basic things. I consider you as scholars. The first of all, we should understand that the quantitative research purpose is quantify the problem. So dear participant, please understand, in the problem means in the title, if you are having 2 or 3 variables, all these variables should be quantifiable. For example, beauty or happiness. Okay, you cannot say simply happiness, but the happiness should be brought into some number. You could understand. Then when you are collecting data, are you collecting the relevant data? How will you collect the relevant data? relevant data is possible for reasons possible, but one important thing is the tool what you are using should be very relevant. See, sometimes, sorry to say, the tool which is fit for 13 years and below are used for the students above 15. Automatically, no doubt, the collected data are not good data. There another important thing, analysis when you are coming, not always, sometimes it happens, the wrong analysis part is, statistical part is taken. Many think that if you know SPSS, it will be giving correct result. Unless you have the basic ideas of statistics, you cannot understand what it is doing. See, last week, one of my scholars was coming with some non-parametric data analysis using Mann-Whitney test. Okay, as soon as seeing that table, I told this calculation is wrong. Then she was fighting. No, sir, it is correct. I told, no, it is wrong. You go and check again. Then after 2 days, she was coming and telling, say, yes, sir, what you are telling is correct. So, dear friends, the analysis part, you have to be very careful. It has to be checked double time. Results on the basis of all these things only, you will be getting result. That is why it is quantitative, because it can be presented in the table form, providing number, or you can give an equation, say regression equation, you can give chart, you can give graph, etc. What is the strength of this quantitative? It is very to the maximum extent. Next slide. Contrary to this, the qualitative research focuses only on previously. Focuses on the concepts, the ideas, the thoughts. Okay. So the problem will not be associated with the large extent. It is non-numeric data. Many may be thinking that data is immediately the flash in our mind is number. No, data is nothing but information. If I am telling the capital of my district is some 15 kilometers away from me or far from me, it is very closer. All these are information. All information are data. Such kind of non-numerical data, non-numerical information we are getting, that is the only possibility. Then we'll be going for qualitative research. Sometimes in the quantitative research, because everything is since contained under number, then that is also another limitation of quantitative research. The real purpose of qualitative research is the meaning behind the experiences. Meaning behind the experience. Let me tell in this way. Say, for example, how was that program? How was that program? One was telling, okay, it was good. Another was telling, superb. Another was telling, say in Tamil, there are many words they are using. They are using, say, 5, 6 type of answers to it. All these answers have the same meaning. So that meaning behind that expressions, that experiences, that has to be checked. That's why in qualitative research, almost all the times we will not be having hypothesis and we will be verifying it. But finally, we will be coming to a hypothesis after the study. So generating hypothesis will be the main purpose there. Data collection, of course, very familiar, interview, observation, open-ended surveys, observations, then focus group interviews, etc. will be helping. analysis. For that, nowadays there are a lot of things using AI. People are saying that good analysis things are there. So we can go after that and we can give. We need not be manually do like what we are doing for quantitative research. Here also you can do. And findings are usually not in a simple sentence. It will be in the narrated form. It will be in the narrated form. Next slide. And we are talking about types of scholarly research, empirical research and theoretical research. Empirical research, of course, you know, either it is quantitative or qualitative, both are empirical research. So if you are collecting data through your observations or experiences, that we can brought under empirical research. But theoretical research is also research that we have to understand. Because many times when they are in conferences or in any journal publication, if it is in the written form and there is no table, no finding, there is no table or graph, then immediately they will be rejecting it. Recently also I have met such a thing in one forum. So it is not so. Please understand what is theoretical research. There, after reviewing lot of literature, the researcher will be coming to a conclusion that will be analyzed critically, and employing the logical reasoning, they could come to a conclusion. It is not going to the field or, as I have mentioned, empirically they are doing, but analyzing all these reviews and other things, they could come to that kind of conclusion. That is, termed as theoretical research. Next, please. The research process, of course, we have detailed about how to identify a research problem. That is very, very important. Second thing, the literature review, it is very, very important. It is not mere literature review. Why I am telling this? Because literature review is not for writing the review of related literature review chapter. Sorry. Okay. Literature in the sense, say studying statistics is reviewing literature. Knowing about the possible tools, okay, referring your e-resources, the journals. 2 days back, I was getting a mail from Philippines requesting one of my tools to use for her study. So, what is it? It is nothing but literature review. So that is the real literature review. Don't stop with that literature chapter. It is more than that. That's why I am telling you. Third thing, research method. It is a very important area. Today morning also, I was telling to those two scholars about this. Okay, it is not only connected with just methodology chapter, but in these days, people are asking not only one single method, you have to have at least bimodal method. Say if you are doing quantitative research, some qualitative things should be there. Qualitative research. For example, when I was discussing with some experts, they are telling, say, suppose if you are conducting some survey, you choose some 10 people randomly and go and interview, and you take it as a qualitative part and you add with that. Although it is not very, very procedural, but that qualitative thing will be adding flavor to your thesis, and also it may be reinforcing the finding what you have achieved through the quantitative data. Okay, I can talk much about this. Let us see. Next slide. So it is another important. These three images are very important. So data collection. You are suppose if you are going for survey, it should be real survey. Okay, giving in the hands of the teachers and getting back how it was happening. You don't know. very sincerely you have to do. Okay, the survey. Say, another scholar, she was collecting more than 1,000 say responses from the students, and she was telling, I have given more than 1,400, 1,500, and I have dropped 410 say responses. I didn't take because it was not sincere. Dear participants, it is about gathering data. You all know all these things, but the way in which I am presenting is something useful to you because I am giving it in another style. Okay, how sincerely you have to do research. Okay, that's why the team has given me quality research. And interview, how you are conducting. How you are conducting experiments. Lot of difficulties you will be facing when you are conducting an experiment. Are you representing all these things under limitations, the methodology chapter, the difficulties you have faced, everything should be there. If you feel that something was going wrong, that also has to be presented there. That is research, that is quality research. Okay. About data, the data should be reliable data. The data should be valid data. We have talked much about all these things. Next slide. And after doing all these things, okay, writing and presenting your findings matters. How you are writing, how you are presenting. The communication, the precise writing is very important. Otherwise, you will not be accepted. Many of our scholars are very good scholars are with us, but they are failing to get published in Q1 journals. There is an anxiety. There is an unwanted fear. Okay? No, you apply, you will be achieving. So nowadays there are many tools using that you can improve your writing. Okay, you can present good. That is very important. That is our responsibility. What you have found should be disseminated wherever possible. And why that first bullet, structure of a scholarly paper? Don't write as you are wishing. When you are deciding to publish in a particular journal, you take that journal and you follow the rules of that journal. They have some ground rules that you have to follow. Some journals are very strict in using certain titles. You have to go with that. Don't deviate from that. If you are having any deviation, then for that you separately you give, if possible, the rationale for that. Even otherwise, they will be accepting if it is a real necessity of doing that. So precise writing we have seen, and also the presentation technique is very important. I used to tell you have to have 3 PowerPoints for a PowerPoint presentation. One is the elaborate one is an abstract one. The other one is very, very simple one, because in some conferences you are given 5 minutes time, 3 minutes time, 7 minutes time. Accordingly, you have to present. See, but there are places they are conducting very beautifully, and they won't be inviting some hundreds of people. They will be inviting only few people based on the quality writing, and they give 15 minutes time for presentation and 7 to 10 minutes time for asking questions. So there are many forums like that even today. That is presentation. Okay, at least some 7 minutes presentation, 5 minutes discussion should be there. Otherwise, what is it? Okay, getting a certificate is the purpose. It is not so. So you choose such institutions and you go and present your paper, then you will be enjoying your work. You will be earning lot of self-esteem because of this experience. Next slide, please. Say scholarly research, you have a lot of challenges. Something may be having repetition, but it is good for you. And we have discussed about the funding limitations. The message to the participants, if you are doing as a non getting no finance, But you try, if your age is eligible, say up to 35, I think women candidates, you try for the JRM and the possible things. For some agencies like Jawaharlal Nehru, certain things are dropped. So you ask about it and you apply for it. Repeatedly you do it and you will be achieved. And second thing, time constraints. Okay, balancing your research, especially even if you are a full-time scholar, how to balance your self-work and family and your research work. That also you have to learn. Okay, so for 3 days at least every week you have to do work. Okay, for every 3 months what you have to do. Okay, presentation means not 15, 20 presentations, meaningless. Okay, you have some by any national bodies, please do attend. And many NGOs are there. Okay, very great NGOs are there that you can attend. If any conferences, say NEPA sponsored or NAC sponsored, or say like IGNO if conducts, or UNESCO sponsored, like that the conferences are there. You go after such things. Sometimes what is happening, it is very interesting thing. Sometimes they may fixing the fee like 3,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees. But if a paper is very having high quality, then they will be returning it. Okay, I see many people. I also enjoyed that once from NEPA. They have fixed a fee, but they have returned it. So all these things are there. You enjoy all these kind of experiences. Then access to resources, facilities, equipment, literature. This is another challenge. Challenge means it is not possible. Don't think that. Okay, it is possible, but it is a challenge. How you are traveling with your thing. Data management is very important. Sometimes I know a few scholars, they collect unwanted data. That is also another big problem because they have no good managerial skills. And ethical consideration is another important thing. Navigating ethical issues. How you are collecting data, whether the respondents were richly informed. If you are doing something with, say, are you following the ethical issues? If you are conducting an experiment, are you following ethical issues? All these other things. If you are going to the international level forums, there this will be a question. Okay, if you are presenting a paper, empirical paper, then they will be asking, you didn't mention anything about the ethical things. So they will be asking such questions. That is also another thing. In most of the participant case, it will be useful, I think. Collaborative challenges is another thing. Collaboration not only with other scholars, even with your supervisor. In the case of supervisor with your scholar, it is also another thing. Okay, the opinions may be different. Many barriers are there. You have to experience. You have to face all these things successfully. Publication pressure is another thing. Okay, whether I have to go for number or I have to go for quality. It's another pressure. Very simple answer from my end. If you want any answer for this question, you try for quality to some extent, but the quantity is also important, I think. So very small ideas if you are having, and if it is you think that it should be disseminated, you go after some journals which are not even in the care list. Okay, no need of it. But if it is circulated at many areas, then your purpose is served. Your purpose is, okay, two purposes. One is, say, about this quality, say, so-called quality Q1 and other thing. Other thing, dissemination to the society. Suppose if you want to tell certain findings to your own community, then automatically you have to write all those things in the vernacular language. It will not be reaching away from your state. That is also contribution. So all depends these things. Next. This is another important thing, especially the scholars, research scholars, budding scholars. Okay, very serious thing. You should attend some MOOCs programs, say NPTEL programs. Your variable related courses you have to take. So I encourage my department scholars to go after it. They are doing it very beautifully. So all the supervisor friends can do this. You have to encourage your scholars to take some MOOCs. They're variable related, number one. Number two, see, many scholars are going for seminars, there's no meaning for their travel. So your variable related seminar, suppose that seminar is not your variable related, then you try to blend your variable to that seminar theme. And if you feel that if it is useful, you go, otherwise you don't. Okay? Because you are not going only for presenting your paper, but also you are going for getting something from there, from them, from their paper presentation, from the keynote address, everything. So don't waste your time. Okay, you spend your time very meaningfully. So spend your time with the seminars, which is in one way or other way, if it is connected with your variable, or you connect with that seminar. And another important thing, it is very, very important. I want to tell, because the variable specific books you have to have. For example, some 10 years back, one of my scholars was doing something connected with the mastery learning. So mastery learning in any book you could get. But I was asking her to purchase some book only on mastery. That book should completely, in all its pages, it has to tell about mastery learning. She tried and purchased a book. Thereafter, I am asking all my scholars to purchase their own book, if any book is available in that particular variable. I could tell another example, early adolescence. I wanted to have a book on early adolescence. It was difficult some 10 years back, but that guy purchased 2 very good books, okay, by international level authors. So it is also another message to whether you are a scholar or whether you have already completed PhD. I am not teaching to some specific, I am teaching to me, okay? I am teaching to me. So it is fit for everyone, I think. Next slide. And another important thing, using this slide, I want to tell about some research tools or software, etc. Next slide. You can take a photo of this, you know many of the things. These are free online tools for plagiarism check. Okay, for suppose if you are not in a position to check plagiarism by other free online tools, these are very simple things. You can check to what extent. It will not be giving 100% result, but it will be really helping you. Really, it will be helping. Next slide. Free open source software for analysis. I think you may be getting some input for Jamovi by the same institution, whether it is added with this or they may be conducting as another event. It is a very good software. One of my scholars was doing under this Jamovi. So there are many other free open source software. There is no strict rule that you have to go after SPSS 21st version, etc., etc. Okay, you can go after, if it is reliable, you can go after such things. So such a kind of additional knowledge the scholars should have. In the meantime, I am requesting all the scholars to put some message in the chat box, so that I could read then and there, whether you are with me or
whether my delivery is aligning with you. Okay, that I could understand. Okay, it is. I am expecting from you. Thank you, Jyoti. I expect from others also. So key qualities pre-required for effective teacher. I am not going to spend time on this. So a very small thing I want to tell. I will be taking some 2 minutes for telling all these 10 points. Next slide, please. See, passion you should have. Okay, let us have this practice for another 2 minutes. Okay, am I having passion on my topic? Okay, the topic. Or getting disturbed by your topic. Genuinely interested in the subject matter. Next. I wanted to explain, but I want to tell many more things. So let me go like this. Curiosity. Okay, so you have to have that thirst of uncovering certain things through your. So at the end, when you are writing, finding conclusion, you will be feeling very richly that I have contributed something. Okay, so for that, this virtue of curiosity should be with you. Exploring new ideas, exploring new statistics even. Okay, there are many statistics in experimental studies. In almost all the dissertation, they see pre-test, post-test, mostly some retention test over. But there are many good statistics to explore some other revealings from that. Same data, you could go for some other revealings also. Perseverance. Okay, don't stop your studies if you are getting at some point, say some negative result, even after 3 years, if you are getting some negative result means not only the study result, but the happening, don't stop, please. Okay, keep going, don't give up. You should finish. Okay? You should finish your work. Whether it is publication or some journal rejected your article, don't stop. Okay, you choose another journal and learn. I can tell an example. Myself and my scholar tried for a journal, American Journal of Education, some 12 years back. We got about 6-7 times corrections. 8th time we hoped that the paper would be published, and the 8th mail to us was telling that your paper is not accepted. But I was so happy because it was considered by them. I don't know for what reason they have dropped the thing, but we have learned a lot of things because every mail we will be learning new things. So dear participants, another important thing, the critical thinking. Don't simply write the recommendations just like that. Okay, don't give interpretation just for the sake of giving interpretation. Critically think and give with the support of literature. For that, you have to take a lot of time. Then really, you will be enjoying your research work. Often you will be opening your research work. You will be showing your thesis to many. Okay, you will be thinking about, you will be talking about, you will be breathing about your research. That should be the result. Next slide. Collaboration is very important. Many scholars don't have touch with others. They won't discuss with others. Okay. So always you have to have that. For statistics, you get somebody, you learn from them. Okay. Many perspectives are there. In my department, I am doing 2 good things. Number one, if for at least some 3 or 4 of my scholars, I have conducted a workshop on say tool validation with the support of scholars. Okay, they all will be there, and the scholar, one who wants to he or she will be presenting, and lot of discussions and criticism will be there. The simple thing is collaboration. Collaboration not only with the human being, but also domain. Don't stop with your own subject. Please go after the other subjects also. For example, I want to tell this. Once I was giving, I'm not having any copyright, you can take this. I was asking one of my scholars, she is computer science student. Basically MSc computer science. She was doing PhD in education. So I gave a topic to her, connecting computer
related area and some education concept. For example, let me a little bit take this prints, this palm prints, have any significance or any connection with some variables, education, or this prints have any connectivity with the learning related areas. So some new idea we got, and she was trying with that. So she met many forensic science people, many good experience she had, but she didn't complete. But that experience itself is very great. Communication you have to develop, because when you are going for presentation, you take sincere pain to present it. Okay, even if it is for 5 minutes, you spend lot of time to express it, how to express, how the body language should be. In the PPT, it is not just for the namesake. You have to take very sincere pain. See, for example, see the picture, okay, that image. Okay, with a lot of passion, I was preparing, collecting this kind of images. Many of you are doing it. Don't stop it. Proceed it. Nowadays, it is very easy to get from 365. People are telling many techniques. Okay, that is very easy. Even then, your creativity will play. Your creativity. That the experts will easily understand whether it is copied material or it is having some kind of involvement. Next slide, please. So, dear participants, it is a very valuable thing. You have to have organization skills. Okay, if you are not completing your task in time, then that is your problem. Okay, so you have to fix some deadlines. There it is okay. But at the same time, at your side, at your end, if you are having any such kind of pitfalls, please understand. The last bullet, maintaining a work-life balance is very important. Suppose if you are a married girl, if you are a married male candidate, okay, how you are balancing your research work and life balance. That's very important. Okay, don't spoil your life and complete your PhD. What's the meaning? So that family life should be having meaning. Your professional, your job, okay, everything is important. So in such a way, you have to balance. That is behind the word organization. Okay, not mere completing, but how you are managing all these things, how you are balancing all these things. Next slide, please. Prudence, no need of explanation. Okay, with the limited resource, how you are managing. Okay, what is the word, the meaning behind management? Suppose if I am having 2 hours, but I have to finish 5 hours work, 5 hours work in 2 hours. Okay, there. This is a good explanation for this. So we have limited resources. It may be money, it may be time, it may be distance, it may be congenial environment in your home. Many things are there. But you have to consider all these things. Then the researcher is not mere doing some writing and say putting some thesis. No. The good researcher has lot of good qualities. Okay, how you are managing the limited money, etc. Okay, self-reliance. You should be independent sometimes. Although we are speaking about group work, teamwork. Because I am asking Dr. Alma, madam, if you are extending time for me, to what extent? It is 7:58, my time says. Some 8.5, 8.10
Yes, sir.
possible, or I have to start?
Yes, sir.
8.10, madam? Okay. One, so that I can go till 8.10. I want 1 or 2 yes from.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Oh, statement of the problem, very, very important area. I think it will be useful to very many of these, about 60 years. So it will be useful. Dear friends, okay, when you are writing statement of the problem, in many theses, they write the title. Okay, it is not so. You have to first prove that it is a problem. Because it is your research work, you have to boost it as a problem. So first part under statement of the problem, you have to, even some journals, they ask for this title, statement of the problem, where you have to explain by your own thought, your background. That's the paragraph. Second part is, okay, you have to connect this as a problem with the theoretical, I mean, literature supports, maybe theory, maybe some philosophy, maybe some findings. Okay, you have to connect with that. That is the second part. And significance of the study, if you are having separate title, it's okay. You have to take some gist of that and you have to add with this. So let us repeat, because it is very important. When you are writing statement of the problem, you have to have at least the first 2 things. First one, you have to give a brief account to prove that it is a problem. Second part, it should have some connectivity with the theoretical part. Okay, next slide. So this is another area. Many people in their papers, their work, they forget the constitutive definition. Constitutive means a real definition. For example, a personality. Personality means we have some 50 definitions of that. First, dear participants, when you are writing a paper, okay, that variable definition, whether it is 50 or 100, you have to chew all the definitions. Then you have to write your operational definition. The operation definition should be in your own words. Okay. For example, let me show the next slide. Okay. Here you may not be getting it, but here I have given in this way for making you to understand. One of my scholars' dissertation page is this. So there I have tried like this. So the available definitions, then her own definition. Like that we have presented. So the message to you is very simple. Before framing the operation, you do and test all other definitions and the meaning. First you have to understand it, then you have to go for your operation. Next slide, please. Next. And another mistake people usually do, for which the punishment to them is no acceptance by the judge. In the objectives part, especially the education people are doing this mistake, but the other disciplines are very, I think they are not doing. Some disciplines are referred. Okay, don't bring any steps like to find the significant difference, to find the significant relation. This significant, all these things you avoid. You write in another form. I think you got it. Next. Okay, next. This is about the statistics. For example, many of us understand that correlation R, that is correlation over. Okay, there are some situations where you cannot find correlation using that R. There are many other correlations. Tetrachoric correlation, biserial correlation, point biserial correlation, pi coefficient. Okay, there are correlations. say partial correlation. All these things are nowadays in many dissertations, these are missing. Okay. Let us be very sincere in writing our papers so that you will be achieving good places to be getting place for your write-ups. Otherwise, you will be seeking for such kind of low-profile journals. Okay, next slide. Next. The previous slide once again. Very simple thing. When you are writing interpretation for any finding, don't forget your questionnaire. You should know all your findings are, the starting is your questionnaire. But when you are writing interpretation, you forget your questionnaire. So if you want to have harmony, you go after that interpretation. And another misunderstanding with the scholars, including myself a little earlier, experts means they are working in teacher education college or they are aged people. No, sometimes experts are according to the situation. Suppose if you are doing some child abuse study, then the parents are experts, even the children are experts. Okay, so you philosophically, logically understand the problem and you proceed. That will be helping. I think here I can drop. There are many more things to be dealt, but they will not be meaningful if I am telling all those things. Another slide, let us drop with that. Next slide. Next. Next. Okay. For the writers, because we are telling quality research, so sometimes your papers are rejected for this reason. A very simple thing. You can follow this. If in the reviewed chapter, see that all the reviewed studies are in the past tense. In the methodology chapter, since you have collected data, you have analyzed the data. Okay, so there no hesitation to write in past tense. Okay. Findings when you are writing under the chapter, say below the tables, it is not my purpose. Okay, it is not the in the purview of my topic, but this because we are talking about publication. So findings below tables you can write in present tense. You write in present tense, but when you are bringing it under findings as a separate chapter or in your journal publication, you put in past tense. Okay. So thank you, madam. Let us have one or two questions at least to have more meaning. And the remaining slides are so valuable slides. Let us meet another time. Okay. Let me have through your voice one or two questions, please. Back. Thank you, Irudaya, for your comments.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful and thought-provoking questions. Now we open the floor for interactive QA sessions. Participants, you can drop your questions in the chat box or use the raise hand feature to ask your questions directly.
Yeah. Taxi has raised a hand.
Taxi ma'am, please, you can ask your question, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. It was very inspiring and very nice class which you have presented. I'm so happy concerning that. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Participants, you can ask your questions.
Nagapre madam, thank you for your comments. Daphne madam, maybe because of time they may be hesitating. So no need of spending time. Let us give another 1 minute for question. Otherwise we can. Raghu.
Sir, Naga sir has asked a question.
Yeah.
How to measure the validity and the reliability of the interview questions?
Yeah, this is a very good question because many think that the interview question cannot be validated. Interview questions also could be validated. Who is it? Raghava? Yeah.
Naga Prem.
Okay. Please send his mail ID so that I could give him, because it's a long explanation. I'll be sending material to him. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Raghu, sir, please.
Sir, it was a very good session, sir. So I wanted to ask, sir. So when we are trying to publish our article with the Scopus Index journal, so if we have earlier, if you have not published any journal in those journals, so will they consider? Will they look into our any such Google Scholar citations rate? Considering that, will they consider our article in the publication?
Yeah, sir, it depends forum. It depends competition. Okay, I don't know who you are and for what you are asking, but my conviction is, okay, for the sake of getting such kind of recognition, we have to go after these journals. And after some time, when we are having the feeling that I have to meet my people on this area, then you will be switching over from English to your regional language. For example, in our institution,
Academics and Research, Dr. K.A. Shiba, for the efforts in fostering academic excellence, which are truly appreciated. Thank you, ma'am. A special word of thanks to the organizing secretary, Dr. Santana Lakshmi, for your outstanding dedication, coordination, and efforts, and your meticulous planning made it truly astute and engaging. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to place on the record my sincere thanks to the teaching faculty of SMCE and all the participants across the state and country for your enthusiastic engagement. Your keen interest and thought-provoking questions made this session truly interactive and meaningful. Once again, I express my sincere thanks to each and every one of you. May we continue to strive for excellence in research and academic endeavors. Thank you so much.
With that, we come to the end of today's session of the RISE 2025 webinar. A huge thank you to our esteemed speaker, respected dignitaries, and all participants for your enthusiastic engagement. Looking forward to see you all in the upcoming session. Until then, keep inspiring. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir. This is Alma here. Thank you. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation immediately, sir. You're mute, actually.
Thank you, madam. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Irde sister.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being with us and sharing the advances.
Thank you.
So thank you all participants. Thank you, SMC faculty members. Thank you. Yeah. Mr. Paul Mary, everything went well. So thank you so much. And thanks to the technical members and all the faculty members who were doing the work today behind the screen. Thank you.